here, and today we're going to talk about how to teach a hand target. So targeting is when a dog takes a certain part of their body and touches something else. So we could use an actual target stick and we could teach them to touch their nose or touch their foot to it. We could also use a target to teach behavior like shake or high five, where they target a foot to something. Today we're going to talk about a nose target, and we use this to get our dogs to come when called. So this is when I'm going to put my hand down and he's going to take his nose and touch my hand. Now I like this behavior for coming when called for a few reasons. One, it gets the dog all the way back to me. So one mistake that people can make with recall is that the dog comes to the general vicinity, right? And then there's that emergency situation where you need to go grab your dog, but you can't because they're not all the way next to you and they might take off and run away. So with a hand target, they're coming all the way back, close enough that if you needed to, you could reach down and touch a collar. The other reason I like this is because a hand target is such a nice foundation skill. We can, and actually we will, use this skill to teach other behaviors. So if we need to get our dog from point A to point B without putting a hand on them, we can. If we want to use a hand target to teach a fun trick like spin or jump, we can. We can also use a hand target to teach practical skills like on and off of furniture. So we're going to go ahead and get started today. Now what I'm going to do to get started is take my hand and drop it down just in front of his nose. He's going to reach his nose out to investigate my hand, and when he touches it, I'm going to click and treat him. Now it's really important that the hand target stays still. I don't want to move the target towards his face because that could be pretty scary for him. So I'm going to take it, drop it down just like that, and click when he targets. Okay, you want to get it? Good boy. Nice. I'm going to click and toss my treat away. Awesome boy. Excellent. Yep. Nice. Now that I have him touching my hand a couple times in a row and it looks pretty consistent, I'm ready to add a cue to it. So the cue that we're going to use for our hand target is here. H-E-R-E. So I'm going to give my verbal cue, then I'm going to put my hand down for him to touch, and just like before, I'm going to click when he makes contact with my hand. Now I'm tossing my treat away because it starts to add a little bit of distance. It moves him away from my hand and gives me a little bit of space and time to set up for another repetition. All right, you ready? Here. Nice. Here. Awesome. Here. Yes, good job. All right, down. Good boy. Now, once we have our cue, we can start to toss our treats in different directions, okay? What happens if our dog does not touch our hand? I've given my cue, I drop my hand, no response. Here's a few tips to help you out. One, avoid giving your cue again. Our goal is always one cue and one behavior. I don't want to have to repeat myself because in the real world, I don't want to have to ask my dog to come and call twice. So in practice, I set it up so that that is also the case. So I might make another secondary noise like, or to help get that attention. Once I have the attention, I'll pull my hand away and represent it, nice. Represent it to them like something new. If your dog gets stuck and they get stuck in like a sit or a down, that's another reason I like tossing those treats away because it helps keep the dog's body in motion. You can also take a few steps back. So if my dog is a little worried about coming up and approaching me, hi, you ready? Nice. I'll toss that treat away, and after I get attention, Lennon, here. I'll take a few steps back, and by backing away from the dog, you help encourage them to follow you versus us getting in their space, which can be a little bit intimidating, okay? So our goal for now is to get a target, put it on cue, and be able to practice in low distraction environments. We are gonna stay indoors, okay? So go ahead and grab your clicker and treats. Let's set a timer for 2 to 3 minutes, and let's start teaching our dogs to target our hands.